Well, everybody, this is all my oil filter information. International 234 oil filter. If it's a Wix, it's a 51 334. If it is a Napa, then it's just 1334, and so on down through. So anyway, these are all Wix numbers, you know, Napa numbers, something like that. Anyway, yeah, 1334. Come over here to the selection. 1334. So we're good to go. I don't have the oil drained, but I do have the wrench out here. And they take a 19 millimeter, 3/4 inch, which is kind of nice. You could use either. But right at the back of the oil pan, there's a nut, and it's kind of a odd place to get into. But anyway, we'll get this old tire out of here. It's pretty darn black. Long-winded plug. I mean, you can't see anything through that, you know, just a little bit of it is pretty black. So, I got everything but a damn rag, you know. Bring you back in a minute. If any of you folks have a Napa around, I don't know what they call them. They're just big rolls of paper towels. Napa sells them. Most of your pat stores do. But anyway, Jesus, got a cough there. Those are much as $75 or so. They're pretty expensive. But I usually get 2 years out of them, sometimes 3. There's a lot of paper on there. So anyway, yeah, the oil's all out. She's still drooling a little bit. We'll put that in the back pocket. These oil filters on these are kind of a pain in the ass. First thing you got to do is take this side panel off. Which is a 12 millimeter. Put that back there. Now it will sneak right out by the, well, it will come out by there. There we go. Anyway, I didn't have the camera in the right spot, but that's all right. Trying to do 2 things. So anyway, this here is the oil filter, and it's in here. This is the Wix that's on it. They put it in a hell of a space. I don't know if I can get a hold of that and turn it or not. If I hurry, I can. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I'll tell you, it's a hell of a spot right there. I'm gonna get my hands cleaned off, and I'll be right back in a second. Okay, as you can see, the gasket's wet. I just oiled that up. Now you got to hold up this fuel line right up tight, and you got to take 2 hands to do it. You run this in through, get it up above the threads, and then roll it back down onto the threads, and it'll go right in. But I need 2 hands, so I'm not going to be able to film it, but I'll show it to you when we're done. Well, I've got it started, and now you can thread it right in. but it takes a second. It is a pain in the ass. I'd like to say it was a simple rig to change. It's not bad, but they didn't leave you much room in there. Pull that dipstick out. Get in there a little better. Yeah. Now we'll put that dipstick in. That dipstick is in a hell of a spot. Goes right in there. And like I say, they didn't make it good because it's underneath the oil filter. It's in behind that screen that we took off down there. That dipstick is a pain in the ass. But anyway, we got that on. Now we've got to get off the trailer and put the drain plug back on. These originally, I believe, had an aluminum gasket. That's a copper one on here. What happens is they'll stick on you, and then when stuff goes into the oil, you don't know that it's gone, and then you have to find another one. So we've gone to copper on this one instead of aluminum. It works just fine. Happen to have one. So that's all there is to draining it and putting the new filter on. Not much to it. I'm going to clean up a little bit and then I'm going to grab some oil. Well, I just got done wiping all the crap off of this. Of course, it spills right through the rocker cover. Real simple. I don't actually, maybe I'll try putting the base back on this thing. Hang on. Hey, I think we got you now. That GoPro locked up on me a little while ago, so I had to take the battery out and shut it off. Does that once in a great while. So this is Ursa something. I don't remember the exact name of it. It's 1540. It's diesel oil. It's what we run in everything. John Deere A, B. We run it in all the farm equipment. Yep. And if you're curious, this is a little Mitsubishi 3-cylinder. I believe it puts out 15 horsepower. And it does alright. Just sips fuel. Carol and her husband, before he died, they bought this thing brand new just for a small utility tractor, and I'll tell you, it's handy in a pocket. So don't ever laugh at one if you see one because it's so small, because they do a good job. So we'll put that cover back on. Wipe up a little bit of the slop I made. And we'll go around and see if we can't get that cussed dipstick out that's over there. See what she says. I think it takes 5 quarts. I should have looked in the book. I think that's what it's supposed to take, but that was 4 there that I put in. We haven't started it yet. Where's that damn dipstick hole? Right there. Yeah, it's showing over full. Or maybe it does only take 4 quarts. But it's also setting backwards. So anyway, we'll take this stuff off here so that we won't lose it. We'll get on it and start it up. And we'll let it set for a few minutes. And come on, get that strap out of there from when I went on the trap. Yep. Give it a little fuel. Oh, she got oil pressure. I'm not a big fan of idiot lights, but it is what it is. So anyway, yeah, I'll let that set for 5 minutes. I'm going to go on up the house and just for the fun of it, we'll dig out the owner's manual and we'll see what this is supposed to have in it. I'll show it to you. Well, there's the lubrication table. It's a K3B diesel. And the capacity with a filter, 3.7 quarts. And we just put in 4 quarts, so we're about a half pint or a pint over. Won't hurt a thing. Yeah, so if you got one of these little tractors and you can get one of these, pretty nice rig. When Carol and her husband bought this, technical publications available. It says fill out the blanks. It's quite obvious he ordered some books. He got the parts catalog for the 234, 244, and 254. He got the service manual for the same. And he got the unpacking and reassembling. So, yeah, pretty nice batch of books. But anyway, we'll go down back and we'll put the guides back on. Anyway, we're gonna try to sneak this right in and around there, like so. Oop, and there's 2 holes right in there that runs into, just like that. And this will set right over by the. It got a bolt there. There is that right there. There is a tab that goes in behind there. So just set it in. It'll set. If it's fitting right, it'll set right there. Then we grab a little bolt that goes in it. This is really the only panel you have to take off to do an oil change. I don't know if you saw me this morning when I looked at that, but that's got to be vacuumed out before we do any more work. Boy, it's a wonder I didn't overheat. It's a good thing it was a cold day. I'll back this off and I'll get the air hose to that. Beautiful. That's all back together. Now, going over to see how bad the air cleaner is. This might be dusty. No, not much in it. That's a good thing. Set that right there. These don't look bad to me. For as much dust as I was in today. Just don't even worry about that. That looks pretty darn good to me. I replaced that not too long ago. I don't remember the exact date, but I know I replaced it, and that's probably why it looks so good. Back the other way. Beautiful. So anyway, we did have to replace the alternator on this about 3 years ago. But I think that was it. Other than that, it's been pretty bulletproof. Good little workhorse. Anyway, I'm going to unload it. If you never changed the oil in one and you happen to pick one up and it helped you, I hope it helped you. Not much to it. The manual says to put a 1030 in it or a 530 in cold weather, you know, like a 520 or something. I don't know if when they made this, if they were, you know, nowadays everybody runs 1540 diesel oil. I don't know what the deal was back then. I've been running 1540 in it ever since we've owned it. So, seems to run it fine. Anyway, we'll talk to you later.